It's going to be 200 degrees out there.
Exactly. So,
Sorry, Burke, I'm not inviting you. Not putting my reputation on the line.
let's go to 36. Let's just do a quick event.
Get the fuck out of bed, bitch. Go.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Sick Golf Trips podcast, where everyday golfers share their stories, budgets, formats, mistakes, and more so that you can get ideas and get inspired to make your own sick golf trip. Real golfers, real budgets, really sick trips. My name is Kerry Hugh. I'm your host, along with my co-hosts here, Berkeley Hoagland. How you doing, Burke?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm so excited for our 7th show today. The shows have been wonderful, Kerry. Amazing. Every single one of them are different. They bring a different element to the golf experience, so I'm so excited.
Burke, before we get into the show, it was your birthday, and you went to a hockey tournament. How'd you guys do?
Yeah, man. We went to Vegas. I try to take a team every year. And this year, our team was sponsored by Golf Happy. It was fantastic. Got to play 2 rounds of golf. Unfortunately, came up short, and we didn't make it to the championship. But met a lot of great new golfers, great new friends. We had a great time. So, yeah, thank you.
How's the golf out there? How's the golf out there these days? Like, is it hot?
No, it was not hot at all. Actually, part of the day we golfed in the morning time. Well, actually, we golfed right around 11:50, and great day, beautiful day. It was April 24th weekend. My birthday was on the 26th. Turned big 59, so one more year till I hit 60.
Woo!
And great day on the course. We golfed at Siena, and we also golfed at, I can't remember. But two really nice courses. Wasn't a ton of money. Play was pretty quick. And I met 3 new guys that I've never played hockey with and that were golfers. So it was fantastic. Couldn't ask for anything better.
That's awesome. 59, huh? Wow. You look pretty good for 59, I will say.
Well, it's that moisturizer, baby. It's that moisturizer. There you go. Oh.
Very cool. Well, this week's episode is sponsored by a company called Patch Dive. Actually, Patch Dive is my company, but the unique thing about Patch Dive, Burke, is that it's one hat, infinite you. That's the tagline. It's a hat with a patch on it, and you rip it off and put different patches on, so you can have different personalities. Just a patch away. You don't have to carry 50 different hats. The other unique thing about it, and you'll get a ride out of this, is that I assigned an AI CEO to run it, and I'm the human subordinate to do whatever it tells me to do.
That is unbelievable. I tell you, technology today. So that's unbelievable. I mean, how did you get into doing that? Who taught you that? Is this self-taught, or did you go to a school or something to learn AI?
No, just self-taught, and I saw this idea on the Travis Matthews hat. Oh no, this should be a subscription so that you have a hat and you get sent a surprise patch every month, a patch or 2, whatever. You can just have different hats with the one hat. But I'd been putting it off forever, and so I just said, you know what? I just need someone to tell me what to do. So I said, let me whip up an AI CEO. And my CEO is Patches O'Houlihan from Dodgeball. So I programmed him to yell at me for everything. So I have the computer yelling at me, why the fuck didn't you do this? What's wrong with you? You lazy human.
I love it. I freaking love it. That is insane. I love that. So the patches, I mean, you're going to need to have different size patches on the hat, like long ones this way, high ones, and you're going to have different sayings, right?
We're just going to standardize on the 3x2 patch.
Okay. All right.
And then with different sayings and patterns on it and stuff.
3x2. Okay. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love it.
Should be cool though, but it's a fun experience nonetheless for the this whole AI CEO thing.
I love it. I'm going to get some done for my Golf Happy.
Tam, what's up, Tam? How you doing?
Good, man. Great to meet you.
All right. This week, Tam, which course and location are you going to talk to us about today?
I'm going to talk about the TPC Stadium Course out in Palm Springs and La Quinta. That's the same place they do the American Express Championship.
Very cool.
Nice.
So give us an overview of the trip. Like, obviously, we know the location, Palm Springs. Group size? How did it put? Is this a regular group you get together? How does this come about?
It started out about 10 of us out of college. And we were looking for a place where we could go and play golf and just get together because we were kind of all each going our separate ways. We ended up finding a course in Palm Springs at La Quinta. It was tied to the resort. It was a package. And then over the years, it morphed into more of a getaway and then more of a tournament style that happened on an annual basis. But I did 19 of them, and I'm stuck on 19. I'm going to do 20 at some point, but hockey got in the way, Carrie. So
Wow, so this really morphed into something bigger.
it was initially just a getaway, and then it became a full-fledged event, a tournament that happened every year, coupled with a reason for dads and guys to get away and just get together without the hassle of like everything else.
So were you the one?
Family is not a hassle, Tam.
So Tam, are you the one spearheading the whole thing? Are you the guy that's picking the groups? Are you the guy that doing all the logistics and setting up all the money, the hotels? Are you the guy?
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons it's stuck on 19. I haven't been able to get to 20 because, as you mentioned, I am doing everything from start to finish. People have offered to help, and they've been able to help a little bit, but I'm doing about 90% of it, which is a lot.
Tam, I would say that you definitely should get to 20 and then try to get to 30 because I think all of the guys really would look forward to that. And I think as you're getting older, kids are going to start getting out of the house. So guys are going to have a little bit more free time. So I think you should keep it going and make that a 20, a 30. Maybe you go every 2 years, so it gives you a little break. So every 2 years, everybody knows what's going on. But I'm going to go and root for you to say, don't stop it.
There are a couple of reasons why it took a sabbatical, partly because our course and the venue changed the cost structure and they sold it to different management, and it took a little steam out of why we were going. I mean, definitely, I hear you. I definitely want to keep it going. I think it's a great opportunity. Plus, when I meet new people like Carrie that I know would love that event, and we continue to meet new folks through our lives, I think it has an opportunity to really continue to grow.
So how did it start? Like, how does the event go? How many days do you do it, and how has it morphed over the years?
It started with 8 of us going out resort, a 2-night stay, and unlimited golf. So you paid for the night, you could play unlimited golf, and they have 5 courses.
Oh, wow.
That's unbelievable. So we got to find that.
and so we went out there and, right out of college, early in our career, money was more of an issue back then. So we were looking for the best deal possible. And we had the stamina to play 36 holes, and 18 holes, right? And so we did it for 3 days, 2 nights, 3 days. And by the way, the reason it did this, and again, it's Palm Springs, is that the deal was only available between June 1st and the end of August. So it's going
to be 200 degrees out there.
Exactly. So that's how it started. We went out there. It was 110 degrees. It was attrition. So we were drinking, and it was really fun, but it was a young man's game. How it's kind of morphed over the years, as more players came in, it changed into being a more competition. So the first thing we introduced was a stroke play competition over 2 days, where the first day was a quote-unquote practice round. You can come out, play any of the 5 courses, and it was just a meet and greet. The second day would be the first day of the tournament. And then the Sunday would be the second day of the tournament. Winners each day, and then you had an overall cumulative 2-day winner. And then you had the traditional 4 closest to the pins, 2 long drives. It was the first phase of the metamorphosis. The second phase, as it went from 8 to 12 to 18, and then eventually to the 20s, we added a Ryder Cup-style event along with the stroke play. So you had a teammate the first day, and then you had a teammate the second day, and then there would be team scores.
How did you do stroke play combined with the scramble?
Well, no, it's not a scramble. 2 guys were on one team, 2 guys were on another team. You still play all your balls. So you can still participate in the stroke play competition like a normal tournament, but the winner of the hole earns a point for the team for that hole. So then at the end, it was whoever won that match was a half point or a full point if it's tied, and then that went into the Ryder Cup pool.
Okay, so it's like the day 2 of Ryder Cup.
It's like the day 2 of Ryder Cup. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and the reason we added that mainly is because we had a wide range of golfers. We had golfers who never played and just wanted to go out. I had a couple golfers shoot 120 and 140 on 2 days. Yeah. And then in that same outing, we had a golfer shoot 75 and 72. What I found out as we were going along was if you really wanted to make it all inclusive, you had to make sure that people felt they could contribute in some way. And so by doing a Ryder Cup, it kept them in it, and it was handicap adjusted. So the guy who was shooting 140, had a 25 handicap. That's where it is today. The other nuance really is that we would tee off at like 6 a.m. just to keep it cooler, and then then it would also allow people to play a second round if they wanted to. So all the young bucks would play a second round. All the older people like us, we go sit in the pool from like 2 to 9 at night and be doing drinking and all the other fun pool things.
I love all that stuff that you guys had going on. But from your perspective of you having to organize everything, and then I'm sure when you got to the course and you started to play, when did you have time to just relax? Because it seems to me that you had a lot going on, and it probably took a little bit of fun out of it for you.
It did. The sweet spot was about 16 players. Once it got past that, it became more of a burden. Like, for instance, after the first competition day, I was organizing all the money. I was entering all the scores in the laptop. I was calculating all the games. And then I was setting the pairings for the next day. And I was communicating with the course to make sure that all the tee times were set up. And so then I went out. And then, so by that time, half the people were way more intoxicated than they should have been. But then I could relax a little bit. And then the next day, it was a lot. That's one of the reasons why I kind of, the hiatus too, is that, it got to the 25, 26, 28 people range. And it was just really, we actually one time had 36 people that wanted to come, and I had to like cap it at 24. I'm like, I just can't
Wow.
do it.
That's crazy.
So tell us about the golf courses there. 5 courses, huh?
Yeah, 5 courses.
Which ones are the good ones?
There's 3 of them that we mainly play. 2 of them that we don't really play as much. They have the mountain, the desert, the Norman, the Nicholas, and the stadium. So the Norman, the Nicholas, and we rotate between the mountain and the Norman were the ones that we normally played. The dunes was too deserty, and as you can tell, it's like playing on briquettes out there. So it didn't make any sense. But those are the ones we rotated. The mountain was right next to the course, right next to the resort. So you could just take a little shuttle there. It was like a 2-minute drive at most. Whereas the Nicholas and the stadium and the Norman were all about 15 minutes away in different directions.
Wow.
The stadium was always the finishing course. And the reason is it was the same one that the American Championship and the Q School play on. So when you see the American Championship and the PGA Q School, like I know every hole. There's that famous 16 that has that massive bunker on the side of it where it's like 22 feet deep. So, and then on the 17 was an island green where it's kind of like the TCP Sawgrass that you hit to. So there was a lot of really cool iconic shots. That's always the one that we finish on because it's a good test. The first day is usually the Nicholas or the Norman. They have different challenges, but they're all fantastic courses. It's the only problem is during that time, the greens can sometimes be burnt a little bit, and so they're flying. They do really fast. But we've tried to schedule it, or over the years I've learned to schedule it around the aeration schedule. So I do it just before, like a week or 2 before the aeration schedule hits, so that we get the course in decent condition. It aerates, and then we don't have to deal with it.
So when you're playing in the morning, imagine it's cool in the morning, but it starts to get unbearably hot by 1. Like, 10,
Well,
11?
well, you have to figure at 6 to 6:30 in the morning, depending on when you tee off. So it's usually like 85 degrees at that time, 85 to 90.
6:30.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but it really gets hot around 9 to 10. And what's hard is because they watered overnight, it's very humid. So the humidity is coming off the course. So you learn over the years a couple of things that really help. And we always like watching the newbies kind of struggle and not realize it. The first thing is you got to drink like crazy, and you try not to drink liquor as much as you can.
You're right.
Because you're sweating it all out, right? So we've got vitamin water. You can tell the people who've done it a long time, they got vitamin water, Gatorade. The new ones are like drinking Bloody Marys and Coors Light. And they just get killed. And then the other thing too is you got to really wear good sunscreen and hats. And sometimes you wear the neck protection too, the hats that come down. Otherwise, it's so like the heat gets you. So it's more of a attrition than it is golf at some point. So.
Yeah, so the other thing too is like we don't have any humidity out here, so it wasn't like you were sweating, right? Were you sweating profusely, or you were?
No, you sweat a lot. It's interesting. You drink a lot of water, and you almost never have to go to the bathroom because you're sweating it all out. I found out that between 95 and 105, it's not bad because there's a breeze that comes through. It gets above 105, then it really becomes hard. So we get lucky with the June gloom sometimes.
Yeah, that could be a true test.
It's a
like
test.
you said, I guess it really is an attrition, like the last man standing, right?
Yeah. It's a true test.
Wow.
So you've been running this for, you said, 19 years, and you guys stay on the premise all the time at the resort?
We have a couple of people who, as I've gotten older, and different people come in who are more established in their careers and stuff. Like people in our industry, they have a lot of travel points. So some of them will go. La Quinta is a Hyatt resort. People use their points to stay there. You always have a couple of new people who want to try to save money and either get an Airbnb or do something or stay with their families and stuff like that. And they'll go stay outside. But what they really find out is part of the magic of it is you staying with everybody else, right?
Being with the guys, yeah.
When you get off the course and you're all around the pool and there's like 25 guys around the pool, it's a little bit chaotic, but it's super fun. We've added things over the years. Like one year, halfway through, a guy brought a water inflatable that was a bull riding water thing. So people would get on and all the other guys would stand around and like act like to shove it, so you have to ride the bull, and of course they drink and you can't stay on. People started bringing drones, and then we would also do poker at night. And the guys who aren't really in the competition will play poker till like 2 or 3 or 4 in the morning, and then try to get to the tee at 6, which was impressive on some days. So there's a lot of stuff. And then food wise, the first night we always go to a local sports bar called the Beer Hunter. That was there. It was a pool hall plus beer plus a sports bar, and so it was a great place for all of us to meet. And that was the one big get together. On the second night, we would order food to the pool. So food would come directly to the pool. The guys who were playing the second round would pick it up on the way back, and then we would have pizza and chicken and we would all eat there. And it was so that kind of really generated a camaraderie in the whole experience.
That's all. So out of all these guys, you've got so many different guys. You got single guys with probably girlfriends, maybe, and you got married guys, single guys. So was it just crazy keeping everybody together? Was there a couple guys that just got off the chain where you had to be like, oh God, I'm not going to invite this guy anymore?
Yes to all the above. I'll start with this. There was kind of 3 distinct categories. There were and I was kind of the hub. So there were family and friends that I knew. So there was the work group. Then there was the college friends who was from the very beginning, the OGs, who maybe them also friends from that group. So that was like the 3 kind of main categories. If you wanted to bring a partner early on, they had to participate in the golf. Otherwise, they couldn't come. Like you couldn't bring just your girlfriend or wife to sit on the side. It was a little bit of a distraction because it was meant to be a guy's weekend. So if someone is willing to come and play, we have 2 or 3 girls through the life cycle of this that really played, that really went out there and was kind of part of the group. No issues there. Over the years, as people started getting more family oriented and we started thinning out because, unless they could make it a family trip or at least bring their wives, it became harder for them to participate. So we did open that up, but the wife and the girlfriend had to really understand what they were getting into. Like, this is not a, hey, I'm going to come and be sensitive to, kind of language. It's going to be, you have to be ready for it.
Tam, do you have mixing worlds anxiety like I do? Like, you mix family carry with work carry with friends carry and college friends carry. You don't know what's going to come out.
Surprisingly, not from a guy's perspective. I think it was guys and girls. I think it'd be different. But guys I found, at least in my experience, you can filter out and you can know like who's going to be chill and get along with everybody and who's going to be high maintenance. We try to really do a good job at filtering out high maintenance people. Sometimes they get through, but they only get through for one event and then we eject them. We don't let them come back. And part of that is, we have a committee of like 2 to 3 OG people that understand the dynamic of the group, and they have to kind of pass that test first. And we also tell them, hey, if you're inviting somebody and they don't work out, that means your reputation's on the line and you don't work out too. So you better do your own filtering if they get there. Yep. So yeah, it's a little bit.
Sorry, Burke, I'm not inviting you. Not putting my reputation on the line.
Exactly.
I'm going to be the first guy you invite. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, it can be tough. There's some dynamics. We've had some stories. Interesting enough, we actually have an award now. We've had an award for 17 of the years. We have an award called the Nibe Award, named after a gentleman. Yeah, and it's named after a gentleman. His last name was Nibe. He came out to the second tournament that we ever had. He was from Seattle. So we actually have people fly in too, which is kind of cool. He was from Seattle and he played without a hat, without sunscreen. And he was like, and he was as Irish as you come. And I'm like, are you sure? This is really hard. He said, yeah, I got it. He got heat stroke and never showed up for the second round. And so the award is meant to signify the one person during the weekend who did something so asinine and dumb that you get the award and you have to bring it back next year to give it to somebody else. Yeah. And we've had some good stories about who got the award and the kind of stuff that they did that ended up getting award. One guy broke his ankle. One guy brought his girlfriend who broke her ankle because she ran across the desert drunk. So he got one. One guy decided to hit a beehive and got stung like 12 times and jumped in a lake. Because he was running around getting stung by bees. One time we had 40-mile-an-hour winds that we were dealing with, and a guy drove up and left his windows down, so the sand destroyed the interior of his car. Yeah, so those are the type of guys who get the award, and everybody votes like, oh yeah, this guy gets it. So we've had some good stories.
We always talk about like betting, and it's not even about the money; it's about the bragging rights. How much pride, or what does the winner get, and how much pride do they take in taking the trophy or the championship of this event?
So there is a lot of pride, and there is a monetary thing. So in order to play the event, there is a $40 entry fee that I take, and I take that for all the food and all the prize money. The payment for all the closest of the pins and the winners and all that stuff. Because we call it the Warrior Tournament because it was like, there's a lot of reasons behind that. So there's a 3 feet, 2.5 feet trophy that somebody put together one year and they brought it. And so the winner gets that, takes it home, brings it back the next year. So there's some good bragging rights for sure. But there's also some bragging rights when you're the worst golfer because there's prizes for that too. So. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, what is the rough cost, just to give the audience a ballpark on what something like this would run them Obviously,
Yeah.
flights for us would be a drive, but what's like
Yeah.
the stay and play rates?
Yeah. So the room cost is maybe 380 or something like that, but that included the golf, right? That included.
Oh,
Remember, because it was all you can. It was tied together, and then one of the
that's
rooms,
nothing.
yeah. So it was like 400 a night. So you get the room and you get unlimited golf for 2 days. So if you roomed up, it was basically 200 with tax, resort fees. Ends up being like 250 to 260, and then plus your $40 fee. So it's about 300 a weekend for the room and all you can golf. That's if you
insane.
that's if you had a roommate. If you wanted your own room, it's about 600.
So basically, that
Still,
was
that's
back in
ridiculous.
like 1914 when you guys started doing this. So what's it now?
So that's part of the reason it's kind of stopped and taken the hiatus, is because 5 years ago, right after COVID or during COVID, the resort sold the golf part of it off to a private group to manage. So now it's staying at the resort, and then you have to pay for your golf separately. So now it's like, golf is about 80 to $90 a round. So it's not unlimited anymore. And the resort fee is about the same. It's about 150 for the room if you room, or like 300 if you're by yourself per night. And then you have to pay 2 days of golf of like 80 to $90 a round, depending on what it is, right?
It's still not bad though,
No,
because
it's not bad.
Yeah.
again, most people aren't playing 2 rounds at our age anyway,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly.
In that heat.
So you lose the unlimited aspect, and so we lost. So Carrie, you know how I told you there was 3 factions of people? We lost some of the old college folks and maybe some of the family. The people in my work folks were like, they were totally fine with it. Like, oh yeah, this is great. Let's just go and go out there. So I think it depends on economically kind of who you are, but yeah, and if you're the OG people that actually they're a little soured by where it is right now, but it's still, like you said, overall it's still relatively, you for $900 for the weekend you get golf and room and drinking and food. So it's not bad.
That's a good getaway. That's very reasonable to me.
No.
Yeah.
So it's not bad at all.
Awesome. So Tam, we have this scoring system. So 1 to 10, how would you rate the courses out there?
I would say the stadium is an 8 to an 8.5. The Nicholas is about 7.5, and the rest of them is probably around between 6 and 7.
So the stadium, if you can go there, the stadium is the must play though.
That's the most. It's the one that is the most iconic one. Yeah.
And how would you rate the cruise that you've gone out with there?
I try to keep it at about an 8, and mostly it's just you got to be easygoing. You got to get along with everybody. You can't be high maintenance. You got to go with the flow because things change. You can't be judgmental, because people are going to do stuff. We've got people who, are smoking out in some rooms. People who are drinking, and then we have some people who don't drink at all. They're just, they want to just relax. So it's like, you got to be able to kind of mix along with everybody for sure.
You've done a couple of golf trips. How do you compare this format that you've established on versus others?
From my perspective, it's hard because it's more stressful because I'm doing so much.
Just because you're organizing it and scoring it.
I'm organizing, so it's so much more stressful. I do like the competition of it. The Ryder Cup piece is kind of cool. You really see when we get to the clubhouse after the round, there's really a nice buzz because everybody wants to see what's going on. They are talking about, hey, I did this. And it was really nice to get everybody involved versus if you're just going out and playing. I think there is a lot of fun in that. But when you add an actual competition to it like that, where it's like a tournament style, it really kind of adds a cool element. So I like that a lot better.
And logistics and off-course vibes, how would you rate the trip?
I would say it's probably about an 8 now that we have it so dialed in. I think everybody knows what to expect. We will go out to a restaurant if the crew is right. There's a group of us that would like to do that. But again, for me, it's hard to do that because I've got to be the host. Like if I was the guest and I wanted to like take off with 4 guys to go to a restaurant, totally could do that. My favorite part really is the time off the golf course to be around everybody else and kind of just shoot breeze and kind of hang. I mean, I love the golf, but I don't miss the golf. I miss that other part of the last 3 years.
So why haven't you, over the course of the years, kind of seen the people come and go and say, okay, I need to start delegating a little bit of this stuff to some of these other guys that are showing me that they can put that effort in, put that time in, so it's not so consuming to you?
I should have. Is the short answer. There's probably a couple of the guys who've offered quite a bit to help because I think they want to see it keep going. And I think when we spin it back up, it will be done that way. I was doing it before, I think out of habit, unfortunately, more than anything else, because it felt like a tournament. It felt like a sponsored tournament. Like I should have gotten sponsors, all this, like, because it got to that point. So definitely needed more delegation and more help for sure.
I think going forward, like, you know, you took some years off. I think this is when you put the whole new spin on it, right? Get some of those guys that are saying that they want to do things, find out what they're each good at, so you could take a little off the plate and you could start overseeing everything. And so I think you're going to be more inspired to keep it going to 30 because you phase out little by little, you know?
This is where if I was being a little psychoanalytic of myself, I think part of it too is needing to move it out of the summer hot months to maybe another time when it's a little bit better. And so part of me is like the time off is going to force them that, but I also know there's going to be some attrition because of that, right? That's part
of the uniqueness and challenge of it too, though, right? Heat.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, that's what I'm struggling with because, you know, with our kids, the way our ages are, summer becomes very tough.
One of the things that is appealing is that you can play as much golf as you want, right? The heat is what's killing me. So right now, I think it's on an even playing field, right? Because no matter where you go, you're going to have to pay for your room and you're going to have to pay for golf. So guys are getting a little bit older, slowing down. We don't want anybody having heat strokes and dying on us. So find a place that you could go and that's going to, you know, work well with everybody. And so you don't have to worry about the heat. Or why don't you see what the price is during the regular season, you know, instead of the summer at the same spot? If you guys are going to run it back at the same joint, is it that much more expensive?
Yeah, we actually did 1 year. I did it in early May, and that was actually pretty nice. I'd love to do it in the September, October timeframe where the course is really nice because I think the American Express Championship kicks off at the beginning of the PGA Tour. So the course is even in better condition then. But outside of those two times, the price does go up quite a bit. And unfortunately, you know, part of me just feels for some people who maybe aren't as financially in the same position as I am who can do that. And so I feel bad and I try to keep everybody in it. But you're right. I mean, right now it's a clean slate. So I think having 3 years removed, it's a totally clean slate. But there is some iconic, you know, tradition of what that tournament is about. And like people talk about, oh, the heat is so just like, you know, oh, I burnt myself because I touched my driver and it was 110 degrees and stuff like that. And so some of it is like, you know, you definitely want to keep that as much as you can too.
Yeah, so we have a run it back mod, and obviously this one falls into an annual lock. So I guess the question is, why did you keep it, especially in those early years, as that annual lock? What made it appeal for that? Yeah, we should do this, run it back again and again and again.
A lot of it had to do with the momentum being generated by the group that was going. You finish, and then for the next 3 or 4 months, you get all these communications about how cool it was, and they tell stories, and you run across it, and then as we're getting towards the beginning of the year, it's like, okay, looking forward to this year's event. Let me know as soon as you can. I've already blocked it off with my spouse. I've already told them that this weekend I got to wait until. So there was a lot of momentum being built up. Yeah. I think COVID kind of took a hit to that momentum. And then I think coming out of that, I think getting it back up is one of those things where I think, Berkeley, to your point, once we get it going and you get that ball rolling again, I think it becomes easier. I think right now it's the initial, can I get it back all? Just that effort to do it all again is sometimes daunting, at least mentally in my mind.
No, I get it, man. Maybe you don't start off at, 15, 16, 17. Maybe you just kind of throw it out there and see where that number comes back and just run it with whatever number, 8, 10, 12, and just run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I'm ambitious. Forget that. Let's go to 36. Let's just do a quick event. Let's just do
Hey,
it.
if you're gonna delegate, then yeah, man, let's do it. But if you're gonna have all that on you, man, oh, jeez,
I know, I
I feel
know.
bad for you.
Yeah, it's fun though. I mean, I'm telling you, I think the best part for me is seeing the different worlds collide and people kind of mixing. That's actually really cool too.
It's really cool when it works. I'm always nervous first time that there's that cross world interaction.
Yeah, you got to do all the filtering up front. By the way, that's where I've delegated. I've delegated the filtering to everybody individually. Like you've got to filter. You have a name. Your spot is at stake. So
Right?
So Burke, where are you rating this on the FOMO scale?
All right. So the heat's really kind of getting me where I haven't golfed in Palm Springs or in the desert, so I don't really know exactly, especially at that time of year,
the heat got burnt.
how that 100-degree weather is going to affect
It'll
me.
be fine on his end because it's
I'm
recording on his
I'm
end.
not really sure. I don't know how that weather is going to affect me. The heat is what is causing me the issue. I don't know. I would definitely give it a try for the first time, but I am not good with the heat. I'm from the East Coast, and when the heat and the humidity come, I get what you call heat bumps, and they make these little bumps on my skin, and it's itchy, and it is just terrible, and I hate it. So I can't be in any weather where I'm trying to hit it, and my gloves are sweating, and I'm just sweating all over me. So I'm gonna give this I'm gonna give it probably like a 5-6 somewhere in there until I tried it. You know what I mean? Until I tried it.
Yeah.
But I love the fact. Here's my thing. You know me, Care. It's not about the golf. It's not. I'm not going to go down there for the golf. I'm going down. Golf is great. Yeah, it's fine. But I'm going down there for all the shenanigans. Guys around the pool, hanging out, drinking, telling stories. That's what you're going to miss. That's to me, having, 10, 15, 20, 36 guys, and you don't know them, and now you're getting to know them. Those are lifelong relationships that you meet someone cool. That's a lifelong friend. And I love that.
I'm in the same boat. I mean, it's never about what you do; it's who you're with, right? And if you're golfing, so much the better. But I would rate it as probably a 6 as well. Only for the heat. I think I'm with you, Sam. If it stayed under 105, I think I could weather that, and that would be fine. But anything over that, I think I would be miserable. And so you're rolling the dice there. But the golf sounds awesome. The format sounds fantastic. I love the tournament style. Yeah, I would definitely give it a go and roll the dice. But again, if it hit that 110, I'd be like, I'm out.
Yeah, well, you guys already know from my beautiful picture that, I'm a black dude. So you know what? If I get out there and I get cooked, I don't want to take a swing and my arm just go flying off. You know what I mean? Because I'm like so crispy. I don't want none of that. No. Not happening, boys. Not happening.
Yeah. No, the heat's hard. You guys are spot on. If it's below 105, it's not bad at all. But above that, it becomes really, it's not fun. It's just I'm going out there to hang with the guys at that point.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Tam. This was an awesome episode. It's so cool to hear your tournament, and I'm excited to have you reignite that. It sounds exciting, and maybe I'll make it out there. And I don't know if I'll use my one get out of free jail card with Berkeley, but now that you know him, maybe you can invite him. It doesn't count on me.
Well, I feel like I have 2 new participants that I've got to account for when I hit number 20. So I will definitely make sure that you guys are included. I will take into consideration that number 20 will not be, it's special enough that it can be outside the 100-degree range. And then we'll get back down to the 75 to 85 range.
I don't care. I'm going anyway. Awesome. Hey, I'm going anyway. You bring it down there right in the heat of I'm going just for the experience. I'm there.
Awesome.
It is something like you can do it once, right?
Yeah.
At least try.
You can do it once.
Yeah.
So,
for sure.
It'll be fun.
I'm in. Yep.
Fantastic. Well, thanks again. Spurk, you want to close us out?
Yeah, Tam, thank you so much, man. I love the stories. I love the fact that You are the glue that keeps everybody together. I know everyone, every single person that went on all those trips appreciate your time, your effort, the love that you have for them, the love that you have for the sport. I absolutely think that that's amazing. And I'm telling you, man, the memories that you have afforded your friends and your family for the rest of their lives is always going to sit with them, and they're always going to be thankful for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, Tam, Carrie, everybody, was great. Make sure you hit that like and share button, subscribe button. I tell you, sick golf trips are where it's at. Podcast coming to you weekly. We're going to love it. And if anybody has any great trips they want to get on our show about, please let us know. We're here. We love you guys. Thanks, Tam. Thanks, Care.
Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.
Thanks, guys.